Megan Downs.
And I'm Chance Annis. We're glad you're with us. Protecting children and exposing predators is the goal of a group called Oklahoma Predator Prevention, but now some members of the OPP are behind bars. The U.S. Marshals arrested the founder, Russell Goodwin, along with colleagues Ryan Koch and George Leibish, out of McLennan County, Texas, and now the group members are facing felony charges. The OPP would set up decoy social media accounts to catch child predators. Ted Surelli, the executive director for Oklahoma Watch, described what occurs when they meet up with the alleged predators, saying, "They show up, several of them with cameras in tow, and do a live feed and kind of bully and harass them as part of the show." Members of law enforcement say they don't believe that groups like this are helping and discourage the public from engaging in vigilante activities.
An Oklahoma lawmaker is calling for an investigation after a Stillwater teenager convicted of multiple violent sex crimes was allowed to walk free with no jail time. The Payne County 18-year-old had originally been charged as an adult in March when he pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of violent sex-related crimes against 2 other teenagers. Because the teen was 17 when the crimes occurred, he reached a deal with the district attorney's office to have his status changed from adult to youthful offender. While the court found him guilty and sentenced him to 78 years in prison, the youthful offender designated triggered a rehabilitation plan instead, which recommended no prison time. State Representative J.J. Humphrey believes the handling of this case does not align with how Payne County has treated other cases involving allegations of child abuse, and he's preparing to file a grand jury petition in this case.
2 Oklahoma State University Oklahoma City nursing students are being praised for their quick thinking and life-saving actions after they responded to a medical emergency at the Oklahoma State Fair. Rachel Zellers, a second-semester nursing student, and Victoria Contreras, a third-semester student, were walking through the livestock barns when they heard cries for help. Inside one of the rooms, they found a man in distress being helped by a woman pleading for assistance. Both students did CPR on the man, and Zellers used therapeutic communication techniques to keep the woman calm. Emergency responders arrived and shocked the man approximately 15 times till he regained a pulse. The man survived and is now recovering. Both students credited their nursing education for preparing them to act decisively.
The countdown begins as Oklahoma City prepares to host several Olympic events in 199 days. Oklahoma is one of 2 U.S. cities hosting Olympic events in the coming 2028 Olympics, with Los Angeles being the only other. Over the course of 16 days in July 2028, 78 and 7 gold medals in 2 sports, softball and canoe slalom, will be awarded in Oklahoma City. The 1,000-day countdown is on as city and Olympic leaders say preparations are well underway and are more like investments going into Oklahoma City's venues. Many are excited as the first time that the Olympic Games will be back in America in 30 years. Oklahoma City residents will have early access to Olympic event tickets in early 2026.
When we return, OSU students are finding creative ways to give back this Halloween. We'll tell you how.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil-based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up until 1 hour after the game. At Stay and Play Pet Resort, we thrive to treat your best and give them the best at-home feeling.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, yeah, that's Tulsa.
It's been a cool day here in Stillwater, but what can we look out for tonight? Bridget Nye joins us in the Weather Center with what we can expect this evening. Bridget?
That's right, Chance. After homecoming, our temperatures have seemed to cool down. Taking a look outside, we don't have any clouds, but that sun has cooled down a bit. With our temperature coming in at 73 degrees, with our winds coming in just at 2 miles per hour from the southwest. Looking ahead, it's going to be a cooler week, but wait for that in your 7-day forecast. That's it for me. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Bridget. OSU students came together to stuff and decorate Halloween-themed goodie bags for multiple local social service organizations. Our very own Logan Cole was there to shed some light on the process.
Season, OSU students are coming together to help kids in the community who may not be able to celebrate the holiday. Volunteers from across campus met in the student union to create Boo Bags, benefiting organizations for underprivileged youth. Students decorated and packed paper sacks full of toys, cards, and other goodies. Program Ambassador Kristen Dorsett says that the bags are meant to give kids who can't go trick-or-treating a fun Halloween experience.
Boo Bags is an event that we're doing this year. We did it last year as well. We're doing it for CASA, Big Brother, Big Sister, and Wings of Hope. Basically what we're doing is just stuffing little goodie bags for the kids that are a part of their programs at CASA, Big Brother, Big Sister, and Wings of Hope. We're just trying to give them a way to have a fun Halloween experience. That's an important thing because we want to be able to show people that it's really easy to get back to the community and makes a big impact no matter how big or small the impact it is.
Reporting from the Student Union, Logan Cole, The Daily O.
The College of Engineering, Architecture, and Technology also announced their 2025 Hall of Fame inductees and Loman Medal recipients. Since 1954, SEED's Hall of Fame has recognized distinguished engineers, architects, and technologists who have made prominent contributions in the field of business, government, and community, in addition to those who have made major contributions to SEED and OSU. The Melvin R. Loman Medal was established in 1991 to recognize individuals for their prominent contributions in academic fields, including research, scholarship development, innovation, and education, and that have made major contributions to SEED and OSU. This year's inductees include William S. Bowers, Jamie Lyle McAlpine, Eric Rock, and Dr. Dolores M. Etter, who also received the Loman Medal. The college will hold a Hall of Fame and Loman Medal ceremony on November 1st to honor the inductees.
We've been seeing a bit of a cold front move into Stillwater, but what does the rest of the state look like? Bridget Nye is back in the Weather Center with the latest. Bridget?
Yeah, Chance, let's take a look at the rest of our state when talking about our cooler temperatures. Taking a look, you can see our radar is very clear with nothing in our Stillwater area or surrounding. As we continue on with our week, it's going to continue to be very clear and not have much precipitation on the way. But taking a look at what we need to look out for, we're going to see that with our temperatures, we're going to cool down, but we're going to have some thunderstorm chances later on with some weekend rainstorms on the way. With these rains, again, it's going to help us cool down into our fall temperatures. That's it for me. Back to you guys.
We'll be on the lookout, Bridget. When we return, a win for President Donald Trump as the U.S. Appeals Court rules in his favor.
And a former FBI director formally asks a federal judge to dismiss criminal charges against him. All of this and more. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at
Donald Trump claimed a key victory in a U.S. appeals court as a divided three-judge panel decided he is allowed to deploy federal troops to the city of Portland, Oregon. Trump had claimed the right to send the National Guard to the liberal stronghold to protect federal property and agents. The ruling marks an important legal victory for Trump as he continues to send military forces to Democratic-led cities. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield spoke out against the ruling, saying that if it's allowed to stand, Trump would have unilateral power to put Oregon soldiers on our streets with almost no justification. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has called on a federal appeals court to review and overturn a decision made.
Former FBI Director James Comey has formally asked a federal judge to dismiss criminal charges against him, arguing he was the victim of a selective prosecution and that the U.S. attorney who filed the charges was unlawfully appointed. Comey was indicted on September 25th with one count of making a false statement and one count of obstructing a congressional proceeding. The charges are related to Comey's September 2020 testimony before Congress and are connected to Comey's assertion he had never authorized anyone at the FBI to leak information. Charges were filed against Comey even though career prosecutors in the Justice Department determined that the charges were not warranted. Comey's claims of unlawful appointment stems from when Trump forced out Eric Seibert, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, in September and installed Lindsay Halligan, a White House aide. The Comey charges were filed days later.
Demolition crews have begun dismantling the eastern facade of the White House's historic East Wing, moving ahead with a controversial expansion project commissioned by Donald Trump. The new addition, a sprawling 90,000 square foot ballroom estimated to cost around $250 million and privately funded, is set to dramatically increase the residents' event hosting capacity. The East Wing, traditionally used for the First Lady's offices and visiting dignitaries, is being replaced despite the fact that the federal agency tasked with overseeing major building changes in the Capitol says demolition may proceed without its sign-off. Critics question the priorities of a project of this scale and its potential impact on a landmark structure. The administration maintains the new ballroom will pay zero cost to the American taxpayer and will host state functions, visiting heads of state and other major gatherings. The project is slated for completion before the conclusion of Trump's current term.
A meeting between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, once touted for this month in Budapest, is not happening, at least not yet. They insisted Tuesday that no dates have been set for the meeting, and therefore it cannot be postponed. The delay comes after a planned preparatory meeting between U.S. Secretary of State and Russian Foreign Minister was put on hold. According to U.S. sources, Rubio has made clear that any meeting between Trump and Putin really depends on substantive progress toward a peace deal in Ukraine, and for now, Russia remains entrenched in its demands.
After weeks of heavy fighting and a U.S.-brokered ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, Hamas is making a visible return. The militants have deployed security forces, set up checkpoints, and carried out raids, even public executions of those they accuse of collaborating with Israel. Despite being significantly weakened military, Hamas still governs key services and remains deeply embedded in Gaza's political structure. Analysts say the group has been diminished, not destroyed, and is now shifting focus from big rocket attacks to local control. International plans call for the group to disarm and hand over power, but with Hamas back on the streets, it appears determined to keep a say in security and governance. The outcome will shape how or if reconstruction and peace can move forward.
A rough game for Cowboy football shed light on a potential breakout star. Andrew Dunham has that and more in the Sports Corner when we return.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that and had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Andrew Dunham and let's get right into it. While Cowboy football didn't ring in the homecoming win, Oklahoma State's performance wasn't all that shabby. Our very own Ricky Ruiz tells us how one Oklahoma State running back is making a name for himself.
Much that went right over the weekend for Cowboy football. Pokes lost their homecoming matchup 49-17 to Cincinnati, but there is still a glimpse of hope for OSU football. Ronnie Fields Jr. dominated on Saturday and seems to be leading the charge. His performance set his personal record for rushing yards in a game, shining his potential to be the next star in the backfield. For intern head coach Doug McCam, he says his athleticism and skill set can set him up for success.
His short speed's really good. Within a 5-yard box, he's really twitchy and quick, and he's got some power to him, and he's low center of gravity. So he's gonna have a bright future. Yeah.
Fields has been doing good for OSU as a running back, averaging 5.4 yards and with 2 touchdowns under his name. With that, Fields and OSU has Texas Tech next up on Saturday, October 25th. Reporting from Bone Pickens Stadium, Ricky Ruiz, The Daily O.
Now on to the Diamond. Cowgirl softball is getting ready for their final scrimmage this fall, but they're getting recognized for a brand new scoreboard. After getting installed over the summer, the scoreboard in Cowgirl Stadium has been recognized as the largest LED video display in college softball. The display was made by Daktronics, who also has installed many other scoreboards throughout OSU athletics. In Cowgirl Stadium, the scoreboard display is nearly 28 feet wide and 40 feet high. The large video display is meant to draw more fans to support Cowgirl softball and give a better overall game day experience. You can see the new scoreboard in action tomorrow night for the last fall ball scrimmage. Circling back to football after a tough homecoming loss, Cowboy football is looking forward to Saturday's matchup against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Interim head coach Doug Meacham says he expects it to be a tough game for his team.
The country in total defense, they're number one in the country in rush defense, 62 yards a game. But you think about Tech's offense, they're number one in the country in total offense. They're number one. But they're minus the quarterback potentially. But, yeah, we definitely got our work cut out for us.
Diverting from OSU sports, the Oklahoma City Thunder kick off the long-awaited NBA season tonight. The current NBA championship title holders are all set for a 6:30 p.m. tip-off at home versus the Houston Rockets. The Thunder were underdogs in only 3 games last season. However, tonight's game has OKC as the leading favorites. Odds makers expect a similar pattern throughout this upcoming season. A repeat championship is also heavily favored as reigning MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the core majority of last season's team hits the court tonight. However, the Rockets will prove to be a formidable foe as former Thunder players Kevin Durant and Steven Adams take the court. Not to mention the starting lineup's 6'10" average height that even makes me look tiny. The game will begin with the hanging of the 2024-25 championship season banner, and the team will also get their long-awaited rings. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. What should star lovers be looking out for tonight? Chance and Reagan have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
Prices for consumers are rising in the entertainment industry. Brianna Bergen has that and more in your A-List update. Brianna?
Yeah, Chance, HBO Max is raising their prices for all subscription plans. For HBO Max Basic with ads, the monthly cost is increasing to $10.99, while the annual subscription is going up to $109.99. HBO's monthly subscriptions will now cost you $18.49. The annual cost is now $184.99. For HBO Max Premium, the monthly rate will now be $22.99, with the annual cost bumping up to $229.99. The prices are effective immediately for new subscriptions. Existing subscribers will be notified 30 days in advance of their plan renewing and see price increases starting from their next billing date. Warner Bros. Discovery, the owner of HBO, announced that it's putting itself up for sale. Warner Bros. Discovery said it had recently received unsolicited interest from multiple parties for both the entire company and Warner Bros. Any deal for part or all of the company would be a sizable one. As of Monday's close of trading, Warner Bros. Discovery had a market value of more than $45 billion. That's all for your A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Make sure to head outside for the in 1989, millions of fans of the movie trilogy Back to the Future. Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Bridget Nye has our 7-day forecast. Bridget.
Thanks, Reagan. Hey there, Cowboys. Let's check out that 7-day forecast. Starting out with today with our high of 82, but as we move across the week, we're going to be seeing those clouds start to come in with chances of rain coming in this weekend with our temperatures dropping down to 60 degrees. After that, though, it's going to come back up with it tapering out in the low 70s and high 60s with some sun with chances of clouds. That's it for me.
Focus was supposed to be off me and what this thing was right here. Welcome back to the Equipment Room Exchange. I'm Jacob Patterson, joined by the one and only Tyler Tripodi. I may or may not have